Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, is Elon Musk destroying Tesla's sales, its brand, which has been very strong in the past, and now Tesla stock? I've been documenting this here for quite a while, what's been going on. A lot of people didn't take much notice because the stock was roaring, especially after Donald Trump was elected. But when he got into power, the stock started slipping. Elon Musk, what he's doing now, is he destroying the brand and the stock? Let's get into it. We can see here, this was projected on the side of the German factory after he did that fascist salute. Whether it was accidental or not, it was pretty, well, let's say pretty strong the way he did it. He put a lot of effort into that salute and people didn't believe that it wasn't on purpose. And we've seen things like this. I remember Tesla bulls constantly repeating Musk doesn't affect the brand negatively. And now we're seeing this sort of thing where people are graffitiing Cybertrucks and Tesla signs in. And as we saw that activist campaign on the German factory, but also Tesla stores are targeted by vandals and arsonists. FBI gets involved. Now, this is something I do not condone whatsoever, in case you think that I do. I don't think this is ever warranted, but it does show the, well, hate towards the brand and Elon Musk in particular for what he's doing, really. But that is not a good thing to be seeing. And what Elon's been doing, Elon Musk rages as judges uphold Doge blockade, attempted coup, he says, by the judges. Other people were saying he's attempting a coup by what he's doing with Doge, going into different departments, agencies, and possibly illegally. That's why judges are blocking it. So all this is going on. I don't know if he's even at Tesla. When was the last time that he was at Tesla? So if nothing else, this is a big distraction from Tesla and SpaceX and his other companies. I mean, how much time is he spending on these companies, really? And we can see here this starting, I want Elon arrested for breaching my social security and bank data. Now, I talked about that in the last video as well. He was in the Treasury Doge with his band of basically teenage hackers, teenage programmers who are in there getting access, and that's what the judges are blocking as well. So all this going on, reflecting negatively on Tesla and the brand. You know, people, a lot of investors thought that whatever he did, it didn't matter. He was untouchable. But it does seem to be affecting sales, and we'll have a look at that and the brand image. There's some evidence for it. Now, Tesla Cybertruck crash on full self-driving. Version 13 goes viral. So this is just another thing that's not reflecting well. This was a Tesla fan, a fanboy who drove this and it went viral. He's still praising Tesla even though this happened. And Elon's been talking about the rollout of FSD, how that's going to be the thing. Forget about how the car sales, even though they're going down. FSD and robots are the thing. But we've got this kind of thing going on where FSD is crashing. And here from Motorhead, we've got Tesla's plunging sales will weaken Musk. Musk is playing around in his pig pen without realizing that retail investors will sell Tesla if deliveries decline, and they will at this pace. And they have been declining. I've been doing videos showing that the declines, especially for January this year, have been going down really significantly around the world. In California, in the US, all over Europe, Germany in particular, which is telling considering that salute that he did minus 60%. Already done a video about that. I'm not going to go so much into that in this video. But this headline today, dark clouds gather over Tesla as sales plummet worldwide. Looking into this, so this article looks into it, and we'll get into this a little bit because it does explain it pretty well. While Tesla billionaire Elon Musk and his gaggle of tech lackeys gnaw at the wires of the US federal government, his bread and butter venture is slumping hard. Now it says, as Musk has become even more inescapably political, Tesla sales have dropped sharply across the European Union and the UK. And as I said, I've made videos about that, going into that in detail if you want to go back and have a look at that. In Germany, the only European country with a Tesla plant, sales of the new EVs plummeted by nearly 60%, while France saw a 63% decrease compared to January 2024. In Norway, Tesla registrations fell by 38%. So all over Europe, these kinds of numbers are happening with dropping sales, significantly dropping. That's not to mention the spectacular collapse of Cybertruck sales, which I've documented as well. They're not selling as many as they want to. They've got inventory. So currently only available in the US and Canada, even because of a lot of road safety regulations. They're not available in different countries, which fell by 22% from Q3 2024 to Q4 as the controversial EV resale value hit the toilet. And the collapsing sales figures are likely to compound the company's already horrendous performance issues. They're talking about financial performance here. It hasn't been going well. It's been weird because the stock price has been going up based on sentiment and Elon getting in close with Trump, which maybe is not turning out to be so good or won't. So they say from 2023 to 2024, Tesla's net income dropped by a disappointing 23%, and from 2022 to 2024, it fell an eye-watering 40%. So a lot of Tesla investors, Tesla bulls, Elon-gelicals, I like to call them, say that FSD will save it and robots are coming. Don't worry about the car numbers. It just doesn't matter anymore. But Tesla's stock, which spiked after Musk's outsized financial support for Donald Trump, paid off in November election. Sure did. It was nearly $280 million that he paid to Trump for a donation, but basically people saying buying a president, and it seems to have worked out. He got a good return on that from the election, but now it seems to be retreating. So it's now reeling, dropping more than 16% over the past month and nearly 13% in the past week alone. We'll have a look at that stock price in a minute. It's gone down over 30% at this point as I'm recording this. Some investors remain optimistic in Musk's ability to force a rebound by steamrolling regulations, but one vote of no confidence is coming from inside the Musk clan. Musk's brother Kimball sold off tens of millions of dollars in shares last week. I documented that as well, talking about not just Kimball Musk, but the chair of the board of Tesla selling around $118 million of stock just over the past 3 months. They did flag that last year, but they're going ahead with it. They don't have to do it. And if they believed Elon that robots and FSD was just going to explode the market cap, which is what he's been saying, he outright says that. I mean, what CEO talks about the stock price in earnings calls like that? He really does, trying to pump the price, really. Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. Also, if you want to support the channel more than that, you can have a look at that join button. Hit the join button and you'll see memberships. If you join as a member, you'll get early access to videos by a few hours usually, and priority reply to comments. Some of these videos are getting a lot of views now, so I can't look at all of the comments. I do try and reply, but priority reply to members, that's what I'm doing. So take a look at that if you want to support the channel more. It's just me here. There's not a team behind me working on this. It's just me working every day doing these videos at the moment, so I really appreciate that. Tesla's car sales in China fell 11.5% as competition intensifies as well. So intense competition, increasing competition for years. You know, Tesla bulls, Tesla investors said, you know, where's the competition? You know, laughing at the competition is coming. The competition is coming. Well, it's well and truly here, especially in China with BYD. And we can see here Tesla is losing ground against its biggest rival in China. And as I have said, we do have BYD cars here where I am living in New Zealand, in Australia. They're in different parts of the world. Now, I've seen people say, well, you know, what about BYD? It's nothing in the US. At least half the audience here is from the US. You probably don't see many because of the huge tariffs on BYD. They're in Mexico, though, and they're in other countries around the world, even in Europe as well. They're selling really well, neck and neck with Tesla, even beating Tesla at this point with EVs. They're doing well. And also this news today, which I have a feeling has something to do with the stock price sliding in the last session. BYD says its $10,000 EV, get that $10,000 EV, can drive automatically without intervention. So Elon's talking about FSD, which is not quite working without intervention. On freeways it is, but not to the point where regulations allow it to be without a driver. So BYD said on Monday that more than 24 vehicle models now include its proprietary advanced driver assist system as a standard feature with no price increase. Get that, no price increase. So Tesla is selling its FSD even though it doesn't work properly, fully the way it wants to. Supervised FSD, and BYD is offering it no price. I'm sure that's part of, when the market read this, when market participants read this, adding that its $10,000 car is capable of taking a 600-mile joyride on Chinese highways without driver intervention. So again, $10,000 car, which is less than half, well, way less than Tesla's cheapest model, and you get supervised FSD for nothing included in that price. All models feature the so-called God's Eye ADAS system in conjunction with multiple different sensors while remaining at the same prices as previous generations. So they're really throwing that in for free, obviously aiming at Tesla here. Now about the brand damage, there's some information that's come out here, and this is from the Damage Report, which I do recommend that podcast. I watch it, and I'll let John from the Damage Report explain this, talking about the damage to the brand that's happened since Elon Musk has been going nuts, really, or being very political, unhinged on Twitter, various things. Remember that Tesla used to be a very strong brand, and this is what's been happening lately.
So you can take a look at how tied to your political ID your view of Tesla has become. Bearing in mind that Tesla has always been, it's an electric car company. That's lib stuff, right? Well, now Trump supporters are far more likely to have a positive view of it. Only 41% of those who voted for Harris view it favorably. And bear in mind, those libs are still far more likely to actually buy an electric car. Like, some of these conservatives might look at it favorably, but they also think that electric cars are stupid and shouldn't exist. So not a great business plan necessarily. And by the way, for those looking to buy an EV in the next year, comparing it to other brands, it's now trailing like Ford and VW. I barely even know which EVs VW makes, but people have a higher view of them. And you can see that unfavorability at 37%, way higher than a lot of these other brands. And its overall brand identification, you only have to go back like 3 years for it to be the top 10 most admired brands of all products. And now you look at it over time, it's dropped down significantly. It was in 8th place in 2021. It's now in 63rd, okay? On attributes like character, trust, and ethics, it's in the 70s. It's way beyond, or lower now than other car manufacturers.
And as for that Tesla stock price, we can see it's now down 31.54% as I'm recording this. That was the last session. We'll see if it keeps going down. So it's slid significantly after that big run up. And that's what Tesla bulls, Tesla shareholders will be pointing to. It's run up a lot. So this is nothing, but it's not nothing. It's turning into nearly a third down after Donald Trump actually took office and Elon started to go in there with Doge and do various things. And of course, the salute that happened, it's sort of been going downhill since then. But Tesla bulls don't mind. They've been doing this. Buy the rumor, buy the rumor, buy the rumor, buy the rumor, round and round and round. Nothing could go wrong. And then suddenly it did start to go wrong. But the Elongelicals, as they call them, don't worry about it. They just don't want to hear any of this. No criticism of Elon, no criticism of Tesla. It'll all be fine no matter what happens. And good luck to them. This is not financial advice. I'm not saying that people should sell or buy Tesla shares at all. I'm just putting out the information, what I think's happened to the brand. And there's been some brand damage there for sure, even if people say that's not true. But I don't think you can stick your head in the sand or stick your fingers in your ears and close your eyes about what's going on. You have to look at everything. Now, there are YouTube channels out there that are just cheerleaders of Tesla that won't tell you any of this stuff. They just ignore it, won't talk about it. Everything is great all of the time, and it's going to be great. So let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Is Elon Musk damaging the brand, damaging sales, damaging the stock price as well? Let me know what you think. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a video here that's related. Go and see that now if you want to. And a subscribe link. Do subscribe if you want to. And as I said, check out that join button for memberships. And thanks to you for watching this one. And I'll see you in the next one.